what is happening, what is good on you, absolute bunch of legends. So I got a couple of requests to create a nice foggy, moody, cinematic landscape scene. So I thought, well, why not? Let's do it. I am going to be using an add-on that's paid to create the grass basically and to add a tree. I do have videos on how to create kind of realistic grass in Blender, so feel free to check that out if you want to use that grass instead. But for the purpose of this video, to keep it as short as possible, I'm just going to use the add-on. I would highly recommend investing in the Botanic add-on. Not sponsored, but yeah, hopefully it's a great add-on. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to go to my camera. I'm going to go G. I'm going to bring it back. Then what you want to do is go Shift A, Mesh, and look for Landscape. So Shift A, Mesh, Landscape. Now you can click here and we can look for what we want. Basically we want to click here to presets, and what you want is you're looking for like a lake. So this one looks pretty good, and I think this will look fine. Then what you want to do is go S. You want to scale it up to about there, which is pretty big. Now if you click out of there, we cannot do anything else in the scene. Well, we can't really do much editing with this, but this is perfect. We've got this plane and we've got our ground plane. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to go 1920 by 1080. This will give us a nice cinematic frame. Then what you want to do is I'm just going to make the world completely dark. So click here, here, and bring this all the way down. I click here now. We've got this. So we don't need to texture everything. I click here and I'm going to go here. Go back here. Now I'm just going to create the volume first. So we're not going to really use it yet, but go Shift A, Mesh. We're going to get a cube. S, scale this up massive to about there. Double click on this and rename this volume so we don't get confused. And then you can go to shading. With your volume selected, hit new. Click on your principal BSDF, delete it. Shift A, Mesh, and type in volume. We want a principled volume. Plug the volume into the volume. Bring this density to about 0.1. Go back to layout and we can hide this for now. Then what you want to do is click on your landscape plane, which will be your water. And you can go to shading again. And what you can do is hit new. And you can bring your roughness all the way down. So you've got this. You can bring your metallic up also. And this is just, we want still water in the scene. So if I go here, we've got this. And that looks good. So now let us add a tree. So I'm going to use Botanic for the tree and the grass. So like I said, it is paid, but you could probably download from Blender Kit a tree or find it somewhere. But all in one, for me, this works pretty well. Then you can just look for what you want. I'm going to go with this, click there, and it adds a tree in. Then I'm going to go S. I'm going to scale it down to about here. And we might need to adjust things later. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my landscape, which will be my grass. Hit here plus, click on the grass and say add. And now we've got this. So let's click on our camera and just bring it back a little bit more. So we're going to go to about here. And that looks pretty good. I'm just going to shift the X a little bit. And our scene looks like this now. So we bring the volume back. And I go here, everything's going to be dark. If I do this. So there we go. This, if you don't know, this is just Blender Kit's thing so you can see what you're working with. This is what the scene will look like if there's an HDRI. And this looks quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in an HDRI. So I'm going to use Blender Kit and just find an HDRI that you like. Something a little bit dark. Here we go, something like this. Boom. Bring this in. Let it download. Click here. And then do that. And you got something looking like this now. And this looks quite nice. So you can see, got the nice reflections. It's got this. You can bring the strength down. It's about there. And that looks pretty nice. So you can see, you've got this. What you can do is you can click on your camera. And you could always go like this, zoom in, and then click on your camera, Control Alt 0, and then just zoom out again, and you got something looking like this now, and this looks pretty good. Very easy scene to create. And then you can click on your camera, and you can add some depth of field. So you can see there that blurs this out. You can then select object, make it a tree, and then bring this, and that gives it a nice bit of blurriness. Then just zoom down, so Y, you've got something like this now, and this looks pretty nice. So a very simple scene, got a nice bit of moodiness in the foreground, nice tree in the background, and pretty much you can put a few trees there. You can put one tree, but I think this looks nice. You can see if I hide this and if I render the scene, so F12, and you can see that's the scene. Looks quite nice. It's got that nice little bit almost like you took it with a photo, like with a professional digital camera, because it's got that nice blurriness in the background. And you can always adjust your strength of that kind of thing, but pretty easy to create. So I'll just show you how to do it. It looks quite nice, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video. Peace.